I want a divorce. What should I do? Hey guys, how you doing? Kerry Pope, your spiritual life and love coach, with a tip to help you if you have found yourself with that same statement, I want a divorce. Somebody wrote me recently and they're going through a rough time in their relationship, and they know that I work with couples, have worked with them in the past as well. And Kerry, I want a divorce. What should I do? And divorce is not a simple go down to the courthouse, get it, done. It's over. No, divorce is lasting, has lasting effects. And sometimes divorce can be avoided if you do the work. And so let me start by first saying what is causing the need or the desire for divorce. Sometimes it's a threat that's made to get the other person to change. Sometimes the person feels that the only way to get your attention is to threaten you with divorce. I wouldn't advise that because I'm a person, some people are probably like me, I don't do well with threats. I don't like threats. I'd rather you talk to me as an adult and let's work through with therapy, or let's work through with some coaching, whatever needs to happen. But to threaten me, there's a fight or flight that normally comes up when you do that. So first of all, don't threaten someone with it. Because you might just get served, let's do this, and you're not really wanting that. So I would not advise you to use threats. But you need to set up therapy. And I know some people say, well, I don't need therapy. You got to try all the means that's in front of you before you result with a divorce. A person, and I've seen many times people talk about amputees, and their arm maybe blood flow, or their foot through diabetes or whatever it may be, causing the blood flow not to get to the limb, and the limb is dying. And they say, listen, we got to make a decision. We got to either cut the limb or you're going to die because your body's being poisoned. And so the person decides to get their arm or leg amputated, and I've heard it so many times, they say, I can still feel my leg although it's gone. That's how divorce is. Divorce is where something that you're in is causing you to die. And the only way to live is to cut it off. Now, you have to know for a fact that it has been diagnosed as causing your death. Because sometimes it's not causing our death. Sometimes it's a quick, convenient way of getting out of one situation only to go find ourselves to jump in another one. So you got to make sure that, first of all, I'm in something that is causing me to die. I'm dying spiritually, I'm dying emotionally, and I'm almost feeling as though I'm dying physically because I'm living in depression. Then once you've tried therapy and you've done counseling, divorce may be your only remedy. But if you haven't tried the other things first, don't go to divorce as your first source of alleviation. You're not going to leave yourself by doing that. What I would suggest is therapy. Go to a licensed clinical therapist, or you can find your pastor or your life coach, someone that can work with you that has expertise when it comes to working with couples. I've been a pastor for 37, I've been a minister for 37 years, pastoring for over 20 something years, and being a life coach. I do this all the time while I work with couples and come to solutions as to how we can rectify and save this marriage. I believe in saving marriages. I really do. I don't believe relationships should be just thrown away, because it can be the three biggest issues with relationships that causes divorce is, number one, communication, number two, sex, and number three, finances. Okay, those are the three components that I see year after year come to me with the issues. It's either going to be communication. She's not listening. She doesn't understand me. He's not listening. When I say something, he blows it off. There's a disconnect in the communication. Or the second, there's a disconnect in sex. I've been doing videos, if you watch them, about mental intimacy. And so there's a disconnect mentally that's causing no physical intimacy. And then financial. When people are financially stressed, they ain't thinking about sex, they ain't thinking about nothing. The communication is off because they're worrying about how we're going to keep the roof over our heads, food on the table, clothes on our backs, lights and all this stuff on. And so financial stress strains the relationship. And so I've talked with couples and worked with couples, and I've worked with individuals who have gone through divorce, and many of them say, I still loved him or I still loved her. I loved them when I was divorcing them, but it was killing me. I wish I had done the work to save and rescue the relationship, because now they're with someone else and I really loved them. I just wanted them to get some help. That's where I come in, guys. You need to get the help. Relationships can be salvaged if you do the work. Relationships most times are very fixable if you do the work. But most times people don't want to do the work because their pride of their ego says, ain't nothing wrong with me. You got the problem. You need a therapist. Listen, guys, every relationship has ups and downs. You need somebody, therapist, life coach, someone that you can call your accountability partner who has a neutral part in the relationship, that doesn't take sides, that can see it from both perspectives. When I do my couples coaching, I work with the couple for the first week together. That's what I call discovery. My second week, I work with each individual separately. And then I come together again at the end to bring the findings and what my solution is to help you get through the issues. It's very important. And I do that because there's some things that the wife or the girlfriend can't say in front of the man, because it may be personal, or maybe something that she's struggling with, or maybe something that causes an argument, but she needs to get off her chest. And then I meet with the man so he can tell me things about her or about himself or whatever it may be that he can't say in front of her for whatever reasons. Believe it or not, guys, it works. Because when you get couples together, and some of you that have worked with me can write in the comment section now and say he's right. It's when I did my individual session with him. So what happens is this. I work with you for 4 weeks just to start. First week, we're going to have a consultation. And then I'm going to give you a plan and set and plan what to do moving forward. Work with you individually. And then come back together as a couple. Because I'm telling you, I'm honest. If I think your relationship is not salvageable, I'll say, listen, guys, divorce is your best option. Because you guys are one going north, one going south. You're not going the same direction. I know that was east and west, but north and south, east and west. But you get my point. And when relationships start going apart, there's nothing good in that if you don't do the work. You're not going to fix it. You can pray all you want to pray. Prayer is good, don't get me wrong. But prayer, or to say faith without works is dead. Faith is your prayer, works is your therapy or your coaching, and now you get life. But faith without works is dead, meaning you're not going to get your prayer answered without the work necessary to bring it to the answer that God wants for you. All right? When I work with couples, you'd be surprised at things that we discover. Some may be a rape that took place in their lives that they thought they were over, but when a man touches her a certain way, it shuts her down. I've talked to couples who they're struggling with who's going to take the lead. Well, she's a boss chick. He's a boss. So you got button heads versus break up, who's doing what based on your expertise. We talk about at the gate, do you want a traditional relationship or a contemporary relationship? Traditional is where you basically say the man does everything and the woman just follows. Tradition is basically the man pays all the bills and blah, 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 blah. Contemporary is where we both, what we call a la carte. You take what's best that you do best. I take what I do best. We put our money together in the pot and we disperse it together in the pot. Yeah. Guys, I work with you on all of this stuff, on concepts of how to develop a financial plan, on how to financially schedule yourself to where you're not stressing over things, how to look at, are you spending too much? We talk about all this stuff in the sessions. We get into family history, because most times, if a lot of relationships that didn't have fathers, the man really doesn't have a role model. And then a woman who may have been in a relationship with her father was everything, now gets with the man in her dreams and expect him to be her father, meaning do everything he did. I'm going to talk one day about the significance of the walking down the aisle of the father to the groom. And it is very significant. And I talk about that in my couples therapy, in my couples session, because I want people to understand how significant family plays in the dialect of your future. And believe it or not, it plays a major part. And so, should I get a divorce? Well, unless you've done the work, no, you shouldn't. You should not. Someone said, well, he did this and she did that. It is fixable if you're willing to forgive and do the work. The first step to doing the work, guys, is forgiveness. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is important. The second step is keep folks out of your business. Because once you get your girlfriends or your boys involved or your family involved, now you got a lot of ears speaking into your life that shouldn't even be a part of it. And then when you do really what your heart's telling you to do, can I be honest with you? There's some people that have gotten divorced only because family or friends advised it, but they really didn't want to do it. And because they got so many people in their business, they went through with it so they would be quiet, and they were suffering in silence. Listen, my couples coaching, this has come up multiple times. And so I want to work with you. For those couples who feel as though you're at the end of your road, book a session, book the consultation. The link is in the bottom. Book a consultation. Look in the description section of this video and book that consultation, because I'm telling you, your relationship is salvageable. I have worked with some couples where when they came in the door, I'm going, man, it's going to take Jesus, Mary, Joseph, Mary, and JoJo. Jesus, Mary, and Joe, how they said. It's going to take all of them to fix this. And believe it or not, when I got finished, they're still together. What are you saying, Carrie? I'm saying that even though you may think that you're at the end of the road, you're not really at the end of the road if you haven't done the work. It's time for you to book that session, guys. Click the link, book your consultation. Let's talk, let's work. I promise you, I can do what you can't do. I can see what you can't see. And when I work with you, I work with you from a spiritual perspective to hear what you're not saying, to see what you're not showing, so I can get the result that you didn't know existed. So let's talk. Click the link. Should I get a divorce? Not until you've done the work. And if you haven't done the work, you need to do the work. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.